There might be two options that are correct, but JAMB require you to pick the one that is the most correct. Such questions exist, so you have to be very careful. You have to read the whole question, and after reading all the whole question, you now have to read the options one after the other. Don't skip anyone, read the whole options. I made that mistake, and that's why I'm advising you right now not to make the same mistake. Hello guys, welcome back to Chubby Chemistry Studies. So in today's video, we're going to be talking about reasons why students fail their JAMB. You know, whenever you hear that somebody failed their JAMB, you'll be like, oh more, the person didn't prepare well for the exam, or maybe the person didn't start on time to study for the JAMB. But actually, that's not the only reason why people fail their JAMB. Some of the reasons why people fail their JAMB might not even be something related to studying. That person might have even been preparing for the past 6 months, 3 months, 4 months, but yet they still fail their JAMB. So in this video, I'm going to explain certain things, 1 or 2 mistakes that people always make that always cause them to fail their JAMB. So let's get straight to it, guys. So number 1 reason why people fail their JAMB is fear, exam anxiety. So this one applies to almost like people that are well prepared for the exam, people that think that they have actually studied enough for the exam, but due to fear, the result will come out and they will be seeing 210, they will be seeing 220, and people will be like, I thought this guy is the smartest guy in our tutorial, I thought this guy is the smartest guy in our school, how come he scored 210? The reason why he scored that 210 is not because he's not smart, it's not because he didn't prepare well, but because of fear. Fear actually made him forget a lot of things that he has studied in the past. You know, one thing with fear is once you are scared of an exam, there is high tendency that you will forget a lot of things, especially things that you are very sure of. Fear will make you forget them. So how do you conquer this fear? How do you resolve this issue of fear? You know, once you are scared of an exam, you will be like, you will start doubting yourself, you start feeling inconfident about yourself, you start feeling like, oh, I've not done enough for this exam. That's what fear can cause. And once you start feeling that way, your mindset will change, your mindset will go towards negativity. And if you used to think, oh, I'll come out with 320, I'll come out with 350, I'll come out with 340, immediately you start getting scared of JAMB exam, your mindset will change, your mindset will become negative. You start thinking, if I do this, if I don't do this, I might not score up to 280. That's one thing that fear can cause. So how do you solve this issue of exam fear, being scared of an exam anxiety? One of the ways to solve this issue is on the day of your JAMB exam, make sure you get to the exam venue 30 minutes to 1 hour before your exam. At least when you get to the venue, you'll be able to relax. So that is one way to solve that exam anxiety. The second way to solve that exam anxiety is once you get to that JAMB center, please do not bring out your textbook or maybe your past question and start solving them again. That is not the right way to revise. That's not the right thing to do at all. Once you get to that JAMB center, please do not study again. Do you know why I said so? Okay, let me say for instance now, you go to the exam center and you remember that you have not studied something on radioactivity, and now you brought out your textbook to look through it again to see if you can identify something that you have not studied before. Okay, you are now going through that textbook and you notice that, oh, you have not studied this one, you have not studied half-life, and you try to go through half-life. After going through that half-life and getting the formula for half-life, you are now seeing another thing that you have not studied, and you're now seeing another thing that you have not studied again. Your mindset will change immediately and you'll be like, I've not actually studied this radioactivity, and you start doubting yourself. And once you start doubting yourself immediately, that is the end of it. There is no way you come out with an excellent result. So you have to be confident in yourself and also try to eliminate anything that will make you to feel less confident. So that's why you need to avoid revision at that venue. Don't revise at that venue at all. So the third way to eliminate that exam fear, exam anxiety is by making friends at that venue. Once you get to that exam venue 30 minutes to 1 hour before your time, you just go and search for people that are friendly, people that you can actually discuss with. You can just get the gist with them, talk about how easy JAMB is. Do anything that can make you think positive of JAMB exam, anything that can make your mindset to think towards positivity. Just go and do it that day. If your own is to eat or you like to play, on that day you can just meet 1 or 2 people, you can play before you enter the hall, you can discuss, you can gist with 1 or 2 people before you enter. Just do anything that will change your mindset to think that, oh, JAMB is very easy. Anything that will boost your morale, anything that will make you to feel more confident, do it on that day. Don't do anything that will make you feel less concerned about yourself. Anything that will make you to feel, oh, you have not studied enough, please don't try it on that day. Hope you guys understand. Okay, so the second reason why students fail their JAMB is inability to manage your time. You know, JAMB does not only test your knowledge of all the topics that they brought out in the JAMB syllabus, they test your speed, they test your accuracy. So if you don't know how to manage your time, if you don't know how to tackle questions quickly, if you don't know how to solve solutions quickly, it will actually affect your JAMB exam, and it will make you not to come out with an excellent result. Your goal on the day of your JAMB exam should be to finish all the questions across the 4 subjects and still have enough time to go through them again. So you need to be very fast to be able to achieve that. So how do you solve this issue of inability to manage your time in the main JAMB exam? So you solve this issue by practicing CBT tests. I'm sure most of you have the hard copy past questions. So in as much as hard copy past questions are important, you also need to practice CBT tests, because CBT test makes you feel like you are taking the main JAMB exam. You set your timer 2 hours, and also you have your 4 subjects there. So you try to speed up, to increase your speed. You try to solve all the questions in less than 2 hours. Once you keep on doing that, you already stationed your mind that, okay, this is what I need to do on the main JAMB exam. That is why CBT tests are important. So if by now you don't know how to go about the CBT test and everything, send me a message on this WhatsApp number and I will direct you on how to start practicing CBT test. So aside from that, you need to solve lots of past questions. You need, for your 4 subjects, you need to solve last 10 past questions for each of your subjects. So past question is very important. Not only JAMB does not only repeat past questions, they also have this particular pattern. They have a particular way they structure their questions. That is why you need to solve lots of past questions, so that in whatever way they twist their questions, you still be able to give a correct answer to those questions. Because JAMB will try every means possible to confuse you. They can just bring out a particular question that they asked in 2015 JAMB, but the way they will twist it, you start getting confused. So the essence of solving past questions is for you to understand the way JAMB twist their question and also the structure in which they ask their questions. Hope you understand. So the third reason why students fail their JAMB is Oversabi lifestyle. Oversabi lifestyle. I remember I told you earlier in the video that you have to be confident. Be confident in yourself. But there is a difference between being confident in yourself and being an Oversabi. You guys know people they call Oversabi in the class. People that always want to show off that they know something. No, in JAMB, on the day of your JAMB exam, you need to be humble. JAMB can humble anybody. Whether you are the smartest in your class or anything, JAMB can humble you. So you don't need to carry that Oversabi lifestyle to the main JAMB exam. You need to calm down, pretend as if you don't even know anything. Don't go and be showing yourself. Once you hear someone asking question over there, you'll be like, oh, this is it. You want everybody to know that you are smart. JAMB will humble you, because JAMB, you have to be very humble. You have to be confident in yourself, but you have to also be humble for you to pass your JAMB. So the next reason why students fail their JAMB is inability to read questions and options properly. So you know, most of you, when you are practicing questions, or maybe when you are doing exams and you read the question immediately, you just jump and pick one answer without reading all the options. That is very wrong, because there might be 2 options that are correct, but JAMB require you to pick the one that is the most correct. Such questions exist, so you have to be very careful. You have to read the whole question, and after reading the whole question, you now have to read the options one after the other. Don't skip anyone. Read the whole options. I made that mistake, and that's why I'm advising you right now not to make the same mistake. So, and also when reading your questions, take note of not and except. Some questions might be asking you which of these are not, and you go and read it. Which of these are? You now go and pick wrong answer. So make sure you read your questions properly. Read it well and take note of not and except. These are the reasons why students fail their JAMB. So moving on to the next one. The next one is unpreparedness and inability to use the computer system. So you know, most of you have, like, JAMB will be like your first time of using computer system. So it's important that you watch YouTube videos to understand how to input your answer, to understand how to use certain keys on the keyboard to answer your questions quickly. Because if you carry that mindset that, oh, once I get to the hall, I will figure everything out, you might get there and get confused. You waste 30 minutes trying to figure out how to use the system. So watch YouTube videos on how to pick your answers on that day, and when you get to the hall that day, you will see that it will be very easy for you to pick your answer. So guys, that's the end of the video for today. Please don't forget to like this video, and also don't forget to subscribe. I love you guys. To your boy Chubi.